Welcome back to So You're Interested In, the show where I break down an artist's discography in order to give you, the viewer, the best possible jumping off point in order to get into their catalog. And since Halloween is like right now, at least in terms of this video coming out, I figured that we would dive into the discography of a very spooky band, the Misfits. This horror punk outfit was formed in 1977 in Lodi, New Jersey. They made waves with their unique style of punk, utilizing classic horror imagery and references in both their music as well as their live performances. The Misfits' time as a band did not last very long, only adding to their modern day mystique and popular interest. Although, despite not being together for more than a decade, this band still released a plethora of music, including EPs, singles, and albums. So to help you wade through their discography, I'm going to be recommending 2 albums and 3 individual tracks that I think you need to be listening to in order to get into the Misfits. Without further ado, let's move to the albums. The first album that I think you should be checking out is their 1996 LP, Static Age. Although it was originally recorded in 1978, it was not released until 1996 due to band breakups and other various hurdles. Being rooted in metal and punk but with a surprising pop ethos, this album is remarkably forward-thinking and entertaining. The opening track, which just so happens to be the title track, tosses you into the brooding and bumping world of the Misfits. Glenn Danzig's vocals are as gravelly as they are booming, being accompanied by dirty guitar licks and heavy percussion. On Last Caress, we see the darker side of Misfits lyrics as Danzig describes doing some unspeakably horrible things. The instrumental on this cut is easily one of the band's catchiest, making it even harder for you to sing these lyrics back to the band because of how despicable they are. Regardless, it is still one of the Misfits' best. One last song to really take note of is Hybrid Moments. With a swagger that is unmatched, Danzig's vocals are absolutely infectious, digging into your brain and nesting softly among some of your favorite tunes to hum. It's this perfect intersection of pop and punk, somehow being in the forefront of a genre that was not really even explored at the time of its recording. Static Age is full of gems, with the tracks that I've listed here being only the tip of the iceberg. I highly recommend checking out this project. The second necessary Misfits listen is definitely their 1982 album Walk Among Us. Despite being the third album recorded by the band, it actually ended up being the first record that the Misfits would end up releasing. The first track, 20 Eyes, is fast-paced and rather straight to the point. Danzig sings about having 20 eyes inside of his head over and over again, most likely saying that he feels like a monster in comparison to modern society. The cut Hate Breeders is no different, with lyrics that are meant to stoke anger and accept your hatred of this world. Just like most of the Misfits discography, this track is so catchy and repeatable while still having this edge that there is something a tad darker hiding in the back. Finally, on the song Skulls, we get one last masterclass of merging punk and evil lyrics with a pop mentality and accessibility. The whole song is about wanting and or needing a skull for Danzig's collection, but if you take these lyrics out of it, it just ends up being a really fun, rambunctious pop punk track. Much like Static Age, Walk Among Us has a ton of horror punk classics that will have you singing along even on your first listen. And that will conclude us talking about the albums, but hey, don't go anywhere, we still have tracks on the way. The first track to check out is Where Eagles Dare, which comes from the 1975 single Night of the Living Dead. Originally released as a B-side, Where Eagles Dare has become a staple in Misfits' discography. With the infectious and oh-so-singable hook, I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch, you better think about it baby, this song is just a joy to listen to. It is nowhere near as hair-raising as the other tracks that I've mentioned thus far, but in my opinion, this is peak entertainment in the Misfits catalog. Not only is Where Eagles Dare a Misfits essential, but it's just a punk essential in general. Another fantastic release from this elusive group is Die Die My Darling, which comes off of the EP that shares the same name. No, this does not stand for The My Darling.
Well, what about that tattoo on your chest? Doesn't it say Die, Bart, Die?
No, that's German for the Bart.
But it is still a key of their discography for sure. It's dark, sadistic, and straight up evil at times, which of course is a wonderful thing when it's coming out of the lips of Glenn Danzig. This song is just full of great riffs and instrumental sections, with the most important instrumental of all being Danzig's vocals. Yet another killer cut that you do not want to miss out on. And to close out this video, I recommend that you listen to American Psycho from their 1997 album, American Psycho. Coming at you at breakneck speed, this is a head rush of a track. Less polished polished than most of the songs that I've talked about thus far, despite being recorded much later, American Psycho takes the punk ethos to the max. It does still have elements of oi punk, with the backing vocals being such a vital addition to the instrumental. American Psycho is yet another installment of great music from such a force in the industry. And with all of that being said, that will conclude my video on the Misfits. Head on down to the comment section and let me know if you ended up liking my albums and tracks that I've recommended here. Maybe you are a Misfits super fan and think that I'm an idiot for even picking these albums or tracks. Maybe you feel so strongly that you need to sit down at a keyboard and write out a lengthy note to me in the comments to make sure that I know that you do not approve of what I did. But it's all good. We have fun here. You can also recommend any artists that you'd like to see featured on this show. Granted, I do have a backlog of videos built up to this point. I'm pretty sure all the way through the end of the year by now, but hey, still suggest anyway. I promise you I'll take it into consideration, and who knows, it might be popping up on your feed soon. Feel free to subscribe for more videos just like this every single week, along with Stacks of Wax, which is a show where I go through alphabetically my record collection and just show off what I got. And I always end up forgetting to say that you can actually go to the video description box below, and that will have all the links to the albums and tracks that were mentioned in this video. But yeah, that will wind everything down to a close. Just make sure that you go out and support your local record store along with the local artists in your area, and until I see you next time, happy listening.